Hello, this is Mark here at Gary's Guitars in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I'm here to talk about learning the guitar. And if you're a regular or a subscriber, you might be, I already play the guitar. What am I watching this for? But wait, this is also about sharing the guitar with other people, showing people the guitar, giving people advice about playing the guitar, getting out of a rut that you might be in. So stay tuned, and hopefully it'll be interesting. First of all, I'm going to start with my best piece of advice. Now, this is a no-no in the YouTube world because you're supposed to like stay tuned for my best one single piece of advice that you can find. But I want to lead off with the best stuff. The best piece of advice. This has come from talking to a lot of, and there's different kinds of beginners, and it's usually adult beginners, sometimes retirees who are like, I finally retired from my crappy desk job, and I got the time to play the guitar, and I'm gonna do it. And it comes with a pitfall. It is more challenging to learn things as you're older. When you're young, you have this neuroplasticity and all that kind of stuff. And when I learned to play the guitar, I was a teenager, and I was just playing the guitar. I remember my fingers would be all just dirty from the strings, the corrosion on the strings because I didn't change my strings enough, and just scarred up from the damage of the steel strings on my hand. And I didn't care. I played a lot, and it just, it was great for learning. And when you're a teenager, you're a time millionaire and you got all the time in the world to put into things. But here is that piece of information, which is learn like a child, no matter what your age is. That's not just because that's the way I learned, but that seems to be the gateway for anyone of any age. As adults, we're trained to look into the future and prevent problems that might happen. So we'll get people come in and go, I'm going to learn to play the guitar. I don't want my fingers to hurt, so I don't want to play a nylon string guitar. It's like, well, do you want to play the music that's played on the nylon string guitar? Because if you want to sound like Bob Dylan or Bruce Springsteen or whoever you want to sound like, you might want to play a steel string guitar. Or if you want to sound like someone who's prime Mark Knopfler, play an electric guitar because he played the electric guitar most of the time. But you come in with your preconceptions, and you come in trying to avoid problems in the future. By that, you might create problems. So just be humble in your approach, but also just kind of learn like a teenager. That goes for young people and old people. And now, if you are a player, a guitarist now, and you're in a bit of a rut, here's what I say about that. It's you can work on playing another instrument in the guitar family, maybe the bass, which is a good easy switch over. Maybe the ukulele, also good easy switch over. Not quite as easy, but could be rewarding. The banjo or the mandolin, they have a different tuning, but it's not that far. The mechanics of it, you're kind of doing the same kinds of things. You're pressing on strings and plucking them. So that might be a good way out of a rut. Try getting out of your genre for a minute. Just go, and I'm not saying you have to learn metal and shred, but try to explore other genres a little, even if you're not interested in playing that music in general. Finger picking style stuff, solo finger picking guitar, because it will just help hit the reset button a little. So, this brings me to my next thing about learning in general, which is when to start playing guitar or when to start a child playing guitar. Now, there is this saying I attribute it to being it's a folksy saying, which is, when's the best time to trim a tree? And you think, well, in the spring, or is it in the fall, or is it no, it's when you have a saw in your hand. So when's the best time to learn a guitar? Just whenever you get to it is when you have to get to it. So if you're an adult, if you're 70 years old and you're, damn, I never learned to play the guitar and I want to, do it. If you're 14 years old, do it. If you're 10 years old, do it. Now, children who are under, let's say, 11, I think that might be a good the cutoff for that. And this is not a scientific necessarily study as much as something in our experience. Children who are developmentally, standard, and under that age, they tend to do more what we call play learning. They're not really ready for the discipline of learning unless they're exceptionally musically talented, of course, or just living a neurologically different in a way that lets them super hyper focus and that kind of thing. But generally speaking, when they're like, when should I start my kid on guitar or any other instrument? Anytime. When my son was 2 years old, I got him a ukulele, and he dragged it around on the floor and didn't play it much. But keep music in children's lives whenever possible, and give them lessons. And they're going to go. We commonly get this one too. Hey, I want to start my kid on guitar, but I'm afraid they're going to give it up. So let's get a cheap guitar, or should I give them the guitar. Let them try and play it. If they don't, put it in the closet, take it out later, give it to a sibling or a cousin. Keep music around. And keep music around children at all times. But as far as formal lessons, unless you want to put them on a pathway to the conservatory, which time you have to start early, we usually start our students at 10 or 11 here in the store for lessons. But for everyone, it's a little different. Some people, so the time to come to the guitar is when you're ready for it, and you're never truly ready for it. So but when it's in your heart, when you're like, then do it. So that has to do with adult learning as well. So when the guitar, when you wake up one day and go like, damn, I want to play the guitar, just go get a guitar. And we get this as as people who sell guitars. We do get people who trying to economize a lot. Do you have a used guitar? I'm like, yeah, this Gibson over here is used. It's $3,000. What do you mean by used? And I know what they mean. They want to save some money. But generally speaking, the quality of new instruments that are inexpensive is exceptional, and much better than the quality of that inexpensive instrument that was made 10 years ago that's now maybe failing. So maybe if you want an economical thing, just go with the cheaper new thing. And that's not kind of how I live my life necessarily. I'm a thrifty person in general. But I just hate the idea of a child getting a guitar that's going to be difficult for them to play, difficult to press on the strings, not sounding that good, not intonating well. It might just discourage them. So you want to make that pathway as clear as possible. So you want to put a good instrument in their hands that is going to be, that's not going to be a detriment at all. And some people, unfortunately, like we actually have a couple guitars in the store. They're $99, and I write on the beach guitar, or as is, because the reason they're 99 is they can be played. They don't play well. They're older guitars, but like, hey, you want a guitar to take to the beach or take out on your boat or leave outdoors or whatever you're gonna do. This guitar is okay for that. But I just try to discourage people from going for the cheapest guitar for a beginner, because it's not necessarily what a beginner needs. So to sum up, learn like a child. Keep a variety of things. Like I rattle off a bunch of instruments that I do play. Keep a variety of just different guitar family instruments in your life, because they can all kind of help each other, and it's fun. So if you're in a rut, try getting out of your genre, and try getting out of your own head. Don't bring preconceived notions into it. Have a teacher, maybe, and let that teacher help guide you, and let your love of music guide you. But try not to be solving problems that haven't happened yet, or over-intellectualizing it. Learn like a child in that respect as well, and have fun. We call it playing. It's playing music. It's not working music. So make sure it's fun too. So thanks for watching this video. There's a lot of other videos here on YouTube, including things about choosing strings and choosing guitars. So check those out as well, and we'll see you here soon.